Hi, this is a very quick tutorial on how to make a 2-coloured tassel, or even 5 or 6 coloured tassel. It's entirely up to you how many colours you use. What I start with is 1-inch strips, 1 inch, and I used 5-inch long. It depends on the size of your tassel cap as to how many pieces you'd need and the length. The tiny ones you may struggle to do the 2-coloured with, but this is really for the larger tassel cap. And I start by, I've cut them already and I do them freehand. You can see they're not identical widths. I'm not worried. They're more or less there, and I don't mess about with drawing lines, etc, etc. And I want to have pink on the first colour. I don't know why, but I do. And I'm guessing at this stage as to how many colours I need, or how many strips I need. Even if you work it out well, once you've added the interfacing, it makes a difference because the interfacing causes some thickness. I get 2 strips of, well, I use Shapeflex SF101, and they're just 1/2 inch wide and 6 inches long. And I just fuse it to the cork. You can fuse it to the vinyl as well. Just make sure that your vinyl can be fused. Can have some heat applied to it. If it does damage it, as long as you iron along this part only, it won't be seen because the tassel will hide it. And then we just need to do a couple of straight stitch rows along here. Right, so there's the lines of straight stitching, and that's basically anchored them all together. And because I want the pink to be on the outside, I start by rolling this end first, and I roll it nice and tightly. Oh, I forgot, sorry. What I do before I roll is I check that all the tassel pieces are the same length, and if they're not, I just run the ruler along and straighten them out, but they're all fine, so I don't need to. But I would actually, I did this to save time, but normally the strips would go on like this. Then I'd check for the length and even them up, then I cut the lines. So I apologise, but I didn't want you to have to watch me do the lines. So make sure that I'm rolling evenly at the top. Got a feeling this will be too big. Oh. I think it's just going to fit in. No, just a tiny bit. So what I like to do is just snip a bit off each end. So I'm snipping an even amount of the colours. I sort of twist it in, and then I make sure that the join of the tassel is just past the holes, and then I use a bradawl or an awl, whichever you like to call it, and I push down through all the layers, because if you don't, when you screw in, the screws will push the fabric apart and you end up with an unsightly gap. So it's really important to do this part, and every good sewer should have one of these. And if you want to add glue, you can, but these screws are so big, I mean they're massive, that I don't really think that glue is important. I'm not going to screw these all the way in. The reason being is this isn't an actual tassel that I'm making for anything. I'm just doing this to show you. So I don't want to bugger the screw heads up, you know, when they get graunched. So I just want to leave it like that. But you get the gist, and there's the 2-colour tassel. And now we come to the part where we need to add it to our bag, to the D-ring that's on the bag or whatever, and we've got nothing that goes with this. Now it's quite easy to find chains to add pieces of chains to, but rose gold's a hard colour to get. So I devised a little method, and I'm just trying to find the little piece that I cut earlier. There it is. And this is 3 inches long and 3/4 of an inch wide. And I get some double-sided tape and just run it up the centre. It's quite a wide piece. If you've got narrow double-sided tape, then do it on both sides. And fold the sides into the middle. Like so. And now I'm going to take it to the machine and stitch down both edges. So there we have our little strip, and we get our tassel, and we want to take it to the back. So looking at the screws, bring the tassel holder, I suppose, through, and bring it through by about 3/4 of an inch, and then fold the top down to overlap by about 1/2 an inch. And then we need to pierce a hole through all 3 layers. Oh, that's handy. Make sure that you've got all 3 bits in there. Like so. And we get our rivet. And then press down, and there's our rivet holder, our tassel holder. Now certain, if you're going to use a D-ring to add it, you could use a tiny D-ring, and you could probably open that up to put through, or when you've made your bag, you can attach it to the D-ring like I did there, and also pass it through the D-ring and then close this off. I'm just showing you how to do this part. So it's entirely up to you how you add it to the bag, but normally I do the tassel cap and the bag at the same time and attach it to the part of the bag that I want to. So that's it, nice and easy, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I shall come back another time with another tutorial for you. Till then, bye.